My wife, Ellen, and I have been here at Palmacia Presbyterian since 2010. And this year as an elder, part of my responsibility is to serve on the finance committee, which I do. And I can tell you firsthand, this committee works tirelessly to make sure that all of our resources are allocated appropriately, are accounted for, and that everything adds up exactly the way it should month to month. But today I want to talk about something a little bit different where things don't add up exactly as you would think, but in a good way. So the phenomenon I'm referring to is a situation where the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Let me give you an example. A couple of years back, I went to church with Ellen as usual. She's in the choir. I'm sitting in the congregation. And I'm listening to Pastor Nicole, and she knows this is coming now. She did in the first service. But I'm listening to Pastor Nicole give a sermon, and she's walking right down the middle aisle, asking the congregation, where do you see or feel the presence of God? And as she gets to my row, she looks over, we make eye contact, and for some unknown reason, I felt compelled to blurt out loud when I hear the choir sing. Pastor Nicole nods, repeats it, keeps on moving. Good answer. And I thought about it later, and I realized that when the choir sings together as one voice, something real but at the same time almost intangible happens. You can't isolate it in one voice. There's something else there. And for me, that's when I really feel the presence of God. And again, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. So now, fast forward to a couple of months ago, and through some dear friends who are choir members, they talked me into joining the choir, which I did, and now I sit with the basses. And having never done this before, I can tell you with these beautiful voices, it's an exhilarating but intimidating and sometimes frightening experience. And so I've done that, and when I'm sitting there in the back with the basses, guess what? All I hear is me. And the people on either side of me. I don't hear the choir as a whole. I just hear the individual parts. And it's only when I get home and I watch the live stream that I say, oh, there it is. The choir as a whole, and I feel that presence of God. Again, truly I say, I think the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. And I think when each of us makes our pledges, it's kind of like singing in the choir. You're part of something that's bigger than you, but you don't get to see it firsthand as a whole because we're so close to it. We're a part of something, but we don't get to stand back and see the true glory of everything that we do together. It's not until taken as a whole you see or realize all the good things that come from what each of us has contributed. So I'd like to thank each and every one of you who has pledged or intends to pledge in the very near future for what you're contributing. Each one of us is contributing something that's going to result in the whole being greater than the sum of its parts. As in Romans, it says, we who are many are one body in Christ. And I think this is a perfect example. Thanks.